Urban legends are a way of attaching themselves to random parts of everyday life and granting them an unshakable mythos. Bathroom mirrors have Bloody Mary, the sewers of New York have the Gators, and cannibal humanoids. And there is an all matter of creepy, funny and bizarre legends attached to our favourite video games. And today we're going to look at 10 of the weirdest, wildest and coolest video game urban legends. Number 10. The Madden Curse. Professional athletes have dreamed their whole lives of making it to the big leagues, but there's that old phrase about being careful what you wish for, and a professional football player who gets drafted to appear on the box art of that year's new edition of Madden might start to regret their fame. The legend goes that along with the prestige of being a cover boy comes a curse that causes their upcoming season to be a total disaster. That may sound like a lot of crap, but it does get eerie when you look at a lot of the players like Dante Culpepper, who after gracing the 2002 cover ended his next season with a serious back injury. Similar instances of injury, legal trouble and all other manner of bad luck continue to happen to players who make the cover to this day. To players like the Saints' Drew Brees in 2011, the Vikings' Adrian Peterson in 2014 and the Patriots' Rob Gronkowski in 2017. But to be fair, there are some players who have walked away from the curse completely unscathed, like the Lions' Calvin Johnson, who had a great season after making the 2013 cover, and of course as well Tom Brady in 2018, because no curse can stop the great Tom. Number 9. Kill Switch, the game that deletes itself. 1989's Kill Switch was a game that notoriously deleted itself after you finished. The game allegedly existed in the late 1980s, and its publisher, the Carvina, allegedly only created 5,000 copies. While there is no firm evidence Kill Switch ever actually existed, there is a surprising amount of detail out there about it, like the fact you were able to choose to play between a demonish character named Gast or a woman named Porto. Supposedly, players who picked Gast found themselves controlling an invisible, fire-breathing mass that was near impossible to navigate with. Alternatively, but perhaps usually in anger, players could then pick Porto, a woman with no combat abilities who the players would walk through an eerie, grayscale mining facility. Working their way through a series of mazes and puzzles, the players would guide Porto to the end, only to find the screen turn white and all the game's files deleted from their system. Like a joke played by a cruel god, the legend goes that all traces of the spooky game have now vanished from the world. Number 8. Adolescent Fantasy Cheat Codes. With the introduction of 3D video game women straight out of the male fantasies came rumours that they were in fact codes that would make them wear absolutely nothing. Perhaps the most famous of these is the infamous Lara Croft nude code, which began circulating as far back as the original 1996 game's release, flooding the early message boards. No code like that ever existed of course, but that didn't stop the rumours. But the desire for codes revealing pixelated boobs didn't begin or end with Lara Croft. There were rumoured codes out there for games like Combat, in which female characters were supposed to take off their clothes after a victory, and even one for N64's GoldenEye. None of these codes were ever actually real, but the latter just a prank started by the then deputy editor of the Australian magazine N64 Gamer, Narayan Patterson, sorry again if I butchered that, who inserted a photo of a nearly nude woman into a screenshot of the game and promised to give people the code if they wrote to the magazine. Number 7. Saddam Hussein tried to use the PlayStation 2 to take over the world. Yes, the title is not a joke. Considering the power we're playing with today, it's hard to imagine that the PlayStation 2 was once considered the pinnacle of console hardware. In fact, the 32-bit CPU inside the machine was so powerful at the time that it spurred a rather terrifying urban legend that capitalised on the geopolitical issues of the time. The legend goes that with the release of the PS2 in 2000, Saddam Hussein himself and the Iraq government bought thousands of these machines with the intent of harvesting the processors and using them in their own weapons of mass destruction, as this was supposedly the easiest way and cheapest way to get hold of these expensive high-tech materials of the time. Number 6. Pokemon's deadly Lavender Town music. As the world of Pokemon has expanded over the years, it's become more cute and colourful. However, older Pokemon video games weren't always this way. In fact, they could be downright unsettling. Lavender Town in Pokemon Red and Blue on the original Game Boy is home to the infamous Pokemon Graveyard, reminding all players that yes, your Pokemon can die. Making matters more unsettling is the eerie, high-pitched, minimalistic music from composer Junichi Masuda that plays as you pass through the town. It was so unnerving that, according to the legend anyway, the original Japanese versions of Red and Blue caused the death of several children who played it. And now let's listen to the infamous song itself. Hope you managed to survive that. Known around the internet as Lavender Town Syndrome, the legend varied in the telling, but the general thrust was that it was caused children to have a mental breakdown which led to them ending themselves. Of course, there are no confirmable records that prove the tragedy ever took place. That said, its popularity as an urban legend and creepypasta did make some sense, however. In 1997, the Pokemon anime episode Den-O Senshai Porygon caused almost 700 people to be taken to hospital after suffering from seizures due to the rapidly flashing, coloured lights covering the screen. Now that's one hell of a cock-up.
Make sure if you're enjoying our list to hit that like button and of course subscribe for future content.
Number 5. The CIA designed a mind control arcade game. It's no secret that many urban legends are just a hair's breadth away from conspiracy theories, and the tale of Polybius bridges that gap like few others. The story dates back to the early 1980s, when arcade cabinets for a game called Polybius were delivered to arcades around Portland, Oregon. Players flocked to the weird puzzle shooter that featured plenty of strobing effects and twisty visuals, which supposedly led some to experience mental illness, such as hallucinations, amnesia, and sometimes a bit more sinister issues. If this wasn't bad enough, the legend goes that the CIA was behind it all, collecting data about the players of the machine and using brainwashing technology to infect the young minds of the young arcade goers. Though the legend permeates, there have never been any irrefutable proof that Polybius ever actually existed, with only a screenshot of the Polybius title screen upheld as shaky canon. Polybius makes games seem powerful, and it makes games seem kind of potent in mind controlling. This was said by, of course, Portland-based author Joe Skretkert, I apologise if I butchered that, who wrote the book The Legend of Polybius. The game also makes a cameo appearance in The Simpsons. Number 4. Diablo's Secret Warrior Cows. Soon after the first Diablo came out back in the late 90s, many players prevalently believed that there was a secret realm full of warrior cows. While there are cows you can interact with in Diablo, rumours began to circulate there was actually a way to access an entire cow dimension, if you will, wherein you could slaughter a group of future hamburgers who have gone through a Planet of the Apes style evolution and are ready to fight back. While this was initially just a rumour, it became somewhat of a meme in the Diablo community, inspiring Blizzard to include a secret cow level in Diablo 2, by combining a certain set of items. A portal opens up and allows players to enter the actual cow dimension, where the player will encounter Hell Bovine led by the Cow King himself. Number 3. The San Andreas Sasquatch. Whether it be in any of America's dense dark forests or in the fictitious hills of video game world, people are hungry to find the mighty and elusive Bigfoot. In 2004, the mythical beast allegedly leaped into Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Fans reportedly started seeing the mythical ape in the hills of Baca Beyond, claiming that they had seen a tall, dark figure somewhere on the screen, only for it to vanish before they could get a good look. Rockstar has since gone on to say that there was never such thing as Bigfoot in its games, but dedicated myth hunters still believe in its existence. The legend has become so popular in GTA lore that Rockstar went on to include a Bigfoot mission in the Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare, and even put a nod to it in GTA 5. There was even a well-hidden Easter egg in GTA 5 that let players unlock the ability to play as the beast himself. Also, they could lumber around the city as an 8-foot tall, 200-pound gorilla man, and then hop into an SUV and run everyone over. Number 2. Sheng Long was a secret boss in Street Fighter 2. Anyone who frequented an arcade around 1991-92 likely has fond memories of spending endless quarters on Street Fighter 2, mastering the styles of your favourite characters and greatly accelerating your arthritis. Likewise, if you were in the Street Fighter 2 loop, there was a good chance you had heard the legend of Sheng Long, a mysterious secret character lurking somewhere within the game. The rumour is based on the mistranslation of Ryu's famous Shoryuken attack, Sheng Long in Latin, that Ryu spouted during one of his victory quotes, "You must defeat Sheng Long to stand a chance." The rumour was bolstered by an April Fool's joke in April 92 edition of EGM that claimed that they had discovered how to unlock Sheng Long. All you had to do was beat the game without taking a single hit of damage and not landing a single punch on M. Bison at the end, meaning you must let the timer run out instead. This was eventually corrected in the user manual for the 1992 SNES port, where the design team got in on the joke and officially named Sheng Long as Ryu's master, and later incorporated him into his 1993 Street Fighter comic series. Hitting at a time when the gaming industry was building into the force it's become, the legend of Sheng Long has become a massive fixture in the canon of gaming urban legends. Number 1. Blowing on your Nintendo cartridge actually did something. Anyone who grew up with cartridge-based gaming has run into the same problem at one point, and no doubt the same solution. You pop in the cartridge, and for some reason, nothing seems to be working. You take out the cartridge, give it a good old blow, thinking the problem might be dust in the cartridge, and presto, the game magically works again. But was blowing on the cartridge ever actually effective, or was it just something that went around the playground as a rumour? Turns out the trick made you feel like a genius years ago, but it didn't actually do anything. While the blowing gave our brains some sort of comfort, the reality is that Nintendo's contacts in the system simply just worn out over time. But simply taking out the cartridge and putting it back in tended to fix the problem. That didn't stop each and every one of us taking those deep breaths and fixing those cartridges ourselves.
Okay, so that's it for today. So if you enjoyed it, punch the like button, comment down below, subscribe to the news channel for my Twitter and Instagram links down below. As always, of course, I'll put my TubeBuddy first in the description for YouTube needs, tag titles, thumbnails, all that good stuff. So that's something you need help with, especially like I did. First in the description, download it today. Trust me, you'll wonder how you ever got on with it. And of course, our partner channels, and they hit down below, hit that join button to put myself and the channel, and of course get a huge range of benefits. But greatly appreciated. But of course, you never have to. But if you don't, you have to subscribe and watch the next video, or something might follow you home. You never know, stuff happens. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you all again very soon.